We're starting with Daima.
Oh, well, I already have it up here. Hey guys, welcome back to an Anime4All podcast. We are here back with two episodes for Rurouni Kenshin and Daima, and apparently because I already got Goma's face up here, which is a gem, I guess we're starting with Daima. I feel like there's something missing. I don't know what is missing. It might just be. No, that's not it. Wait, I don't know why I feel like something's missing. What happens if I switch scenes really quick? Ow. Oh. How people got a chance to see that and hear that in real time. uh, Guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, something feels like it's missing. I just don't know what it is. It's like, bugging me, but I won't be able to figure that out right now. Okay, so we'll start with Dragonball Daima, episode 19, Betrayal. Well, basically, what happened here is what we expected, which was Glorio wished Goku and friends back to normal size. I found that kind of funny with at least with what's it, Pansy when she was holding Baby Dende, and Baby Dende was
Yeah.
just getting larger. I was like, oh lord, she gotta put him down, and she doesn't put him down to, especially when he goes to full size and he's like a full grown teenager. I guess I don't really know. She's still holding him. I'm just like, Dende's like, you put me down.
Or at least the Namekian equivalent of a teenager.
Yeah, I guess that. It was just funny watching her. Like she was just staring at Dende. Dende was staring back at her. He was like, "Oh, hello there." She just puts him down. But let's see really quick. No, no, you don't. Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Ransom because she felt like she was gonna get her wish of becoming Supreme Demon King. Then you see Goku, get older in reverse. Well, have his body shift in reverse from when he was turned little. And we see, like, as he gets older, the low definition in his arms and muscles start coming back as he's getting larger.
Yeah.
Somebody also brought an interesting point that Piccolo didn't have his turban and everything on, and yet it came all back on him when he got older.
He's got clothes beam.
No, but like when he didn't use clothes beam on himself, they just he still didn't have them on his body, and all of a sudden when he got older, they came back.
He obviously used it off camera while Goku was testing out his new body.
So he just like, okay, clothes beam. Just rubbed his hands together. Dang it. Dang it.
They're not like okay yet though. I mean, they don't. All the damage they've taken and their loss of stamina still stands.
Yeah, I found that interesting that the dragon didn't do that. It's like, the dragons can take autonomy by themselves. It's just kind of funny that this dragon didn't. Maybe maybe that dragon just didn't care. I don't know. Or maybe he's very stringent on rules, like, I grant you what you wish for, basically.
Yeah.
Unlike Shinron or the other Purunga, who all have personality and do what they want when they want.
I think the show just didn't have a lot of time to develop this dragon with a personality.
Well, unfortunately, we'll never see this dragon again. Unless Toritaro decides to, but I don't think Toritaro is going to do that. Because with the recent chapter he released this month, it wasn't really anything important other than just explaining why Goten. I can say the family members' names, guys. Trust me. Goten and Trunks were a version of Great Saiyaman.
The Great Saiyaman.
Yeah, they were great. They were great Saiyaman X1 and X2. They wanted to be superheroes. as much as they got to. I don't know what's really going on beyond that, but that was all that the recent chapter was about. So whatever happens beyond it, I don't know. We won't find out till next month. I was like, I don't expect them to take much from here. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta would be kind of cool for them to take out of here. Actually, speaking of that, speaking of just that, and I want to talk about games really quick. Really quick, I'm pretty sure you noticed when Glorio ran past Anisu that they kind of just slowed them down really quick. For whatever reason, just like when Glorio ran past her, it was kind of like a slow mo.
That's a sort of anime cliche, isn't it?
Yeah, but something that didn't occur to me, and it's something that I've been meaning to talk about, but I've never gotten around to talking about yet. Um, Before this anime, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, there were two characters that kind of looked like these two in Xenoverse that people, even me, kind of wanted to see in the anime for some reason, in some shape or form, but we just never did because Dragon Ball had been long dead by this point, and a lot of us expected maybe they were a part of some other universe with that, or just maybe they could make a new show with them based in it. Um, their names were Toa and I forgot her name. It was Toa and something. Oh, her name is Toa. Okay, her name is Toa. It was the Toa and I think Mira. Yeah, Toa and Mira. If you look these two up, they actually look surprisingly kind of similar. Not 100%, not one to one. Mira might look closer to Glorio, but than Toa looks to Arinsu. But nonetheless, I feel like I think they were homages to those two characters. And I think that was Akira's way of putting them into the show because Toa and Mirror are demons in the Xenoverse world, and you actually those two you fight in the game, and that's who you actually defeat to beat the game. I played that game many years ago. I think back in 2018, maybe. That's when I got just to play it. So it was definitely around the time when Dragon Ball, I think, Super Heck was coming to an end or something like that. But I was playing that a lot, and I remember like wondering if we ever see them in the series, if there was ever going to be an anime continuation, and like they never showed up in Super. But it's kind of cool to see that maybe because they look similar enough that I would say that they might just be homages to them. If I could just like get a scene of like Glorio running past her. So also, did the Dragon Balls just disappear or run off to their own? Because I thought I would have seen at least the one Star Ball go to the Tamagami that's near us.
Would it go to the Tamagami or would it go into their body? I guess it would, right?
That's what I thought they would have done, but we didn't see it go into the Tamagami.
Maybe a little continuity error.
Probably an oversight. Or again, is it just another assumption we're making? Because they split off and go different directions like the Dragon Balls do on other planets.
Right, and theoretically a year would pass before they're active again.
Maybe the Tamagami search for them nearby? Maybe they just drop off in an area nearby. Because it does seem like it doesn't take much for them to remove the Dragon Ball from their chest cavity.
No, they can just reach in and grab it. That came out wrong.
Just tell us more about how they reached. I wasn't even thinking about it like that. I want to get a quick screen grab. They don't look one to one like Toa and Mirai, and I could probably find at least two and show an image to Jock at least. But they're not like one to one. It seems like you could say that inspiration was drawn between these two. And I saw it immediately as I saw his two characters, and it was really shocking and weird. Well, I guess another thing too is like somebody had brought up like because like when Glorio ran past her after Arisu fired him, it seemed like such a really weird thing of like of them slowing him down as he's running past her. It was unnecessary. The best way to put it. It was like if that wasn't like um the last time we see those two together, and it was made clear that maybe these two were referencing these two. Because even in the game too, with like Mira doesn't exactly change sides, but Mira does kind of start respecting your created character a little bit more as you keep on fighting him. I think at some point he sacrifices himself, if I remember correctly. Now I don't think this is gonna happen in the show. Let me get that straight. But it just seems kind of interesting, like cause these two, Marissa especially, kind of reminded me of Toa a little bit. Look how conniving in the background she was.
Yeah.
Here it is. I just thought it was interesting that.
My cat wants to go out. I'll be right back.
Uh-huh.
Higgins was meowing at the door.
Higgins. Oh, your new cat. Sorry. I was like,
New. We've had it for over a year now.
say Higgins? Or did I mishear?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've had the two new cats for over a year now.
I must not remembering their names then. Because I feel like Higgins is a new one.
Higgins is a what?
I thought Higgins was a new one. I don't remember that name that much.
The two new cats are Jules and Higgins. We have a total of 5 cats.
Huh. I must not be remembering too much. But yeah, these are the two characters that I feel like, and a lot of people in the community kind of feel the same way, that they kind of like look like each other. Not 100% one-to-one. I'm not saying that, but it's like I could see that there might have been some inspiration taken from these two characters because these were specifically video game exclusive characters.
They look like they're the same race, but I wouldn't say they look like each other.
Like it felt like there was inspiration drawn from Toa and Mira. Like, I think these guys were demons specifically. I think, if I remember correctly. Well, Mira is actually an android, a bile android, so never mind. They never totally explain how that worked, but whatever. But now, what about Toa? Oh, and apparently this guy succeeded Deborah in the demon world, apparently. At least in the game he did. Mira did. Oh, and Toa is the demon. Okay. And also Toa was supposed to be the sister of Deborah.
Oh, really?
Apparently there was an anime with Toa in it. When was this? That's strange. Huh. But yeah, Toa was supposed to be the sister. I feel like I remember that detail in the game, but I don't 100%. I know this was during the time when there was no Dragon Ball, and I think had a hand in Dragon Ball's universe too. I did play this a lot and liked it. I unfortunately lost my character in it, so I wasn't able to fully enjoy the game with the newer content in it.
I don't play any of the video games. I haven't really seen walkthroughs of them either.
Definitely not much walkthrough. You're just kind of re-experiencing the game through different, just like other stories. I know Sparking Zero, which actually is what I want to talk about, really quick, because like with the introduction with Dragon Ball Daima, and we're next week is the final episode. There's a lot of characters in here. Cause like basically, let me back up real quick. Let me just explain the episode really quick, and then I can bring this up. We can talk about it. First, the episode starts off with Glorio betraying Aransu. Aransu ends up like, I guess not really 100% upset. She is upset, but it doesn't seem like she's taking too much out on Glorio. She just probably seemed disappointed. I would say an interesting bit of like thing is I thought it was, even though it was such a small thing when it was done, I really like Ku. Like I really like Ku, and I probably wants to say that I like Ku. I think I like Ku more than I like Do, which is interesting to say those words in a sentence together. But I like how Ku, after Glorio kind of run off to go beat everybody else. We see a shot of Aransu from her mouth down to her neck, but then from her, and she's smiling after Ku says, "Don't worry, I'm gonna stay with you." And you see, like it seemed really interesting to me. I was like, I wonder why she's smiling. Could it be that she's genuinely sad that Glorio's gone, or this thought just came to mind, is that maybe there's some secret plan that she isn't revealing yet. But we only have one episode left, so I don't know how they would get like a secret plan off for Aransu to do. If to me it felt like it would be too late. So I don't know.
I think they were just trying to lighten the mood a little bit and show that she was still happy.
That's my thought. That's my thought that I wanted. That's like what I want it to be, but we really don't know. It just seems kind of interesting that it happened. But that last thought, with her, maybe she's got a plan. That just came to mind as like an option.
Yeah.
But what I want to believe is that maybe it's one of those situations where maybe Aransu is really doing all this because she's lonely. Though that would kind of diminish her character a little bit, because it's like this entire plan for the evil demon realm is just because she's just bored or lonely. Though I mean, Nahare did say that she was always kind of like fickle whenever she got bored. So she got bored really easily, basically. So she did a lot of science stuff because she just got bored with it or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's possible that maybe a lot of this is just because she got bored. Part of me was like thinking, like, what if this is all just a plot because she's lonely, basically, And it was like, because basically it'd be one of those situations where like maybe Degasu, because like to be honest, like the Supreme Kai siblings are definitely different from each other, but it just seems like weird. It's like Degasu seems to be more like I want to rule the world type of situation. I will have to say Degasu was a disappointment. I never did say much about it, but yeah, Degasu, it seemed like there was going to be more with him, and then there wasn't. And that is also kind of disappointing, considering that like all he really did was apologize and pretend to be scared of Goma. Like that's all he really did, and then his plot to take Dende kind of just fell under after Piccolo judo chopped him from behind, and knocking him out. And now he's in jail. Degasu was kind of a disappointment, but it's like maybe like because I mean even Aransu said don't put me in the same camp as Degasu, which is like interesting, weird that they want her to say that, but it could just really just be all happenstance, so that it means nothing. But like maybe she's just lonely because her brother probably left to left to go and be with Goma, and then her younger brother, her first younger brother, just went off to be a Supreme Kai and left the demon world, and apparently did it when he was much younger, because she does bring up that he was shorter back when she last remembered him, which is even more interesting. Huh?
It's pretty short to begin with.
I mean that's true, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's not what the case is, but it's just like it's one of those situations like I kind of wonder, because typically they kind of do that with some characters. It's just like they're lonely or whatever like that, and they kind of have that come out. But I don't think Aransu's probably got some other plan. I don't know. It seems kind of weird that all this kind of happened and she didn't get a chance to do her plan. But after that, like like Glorio has his come to his sense moment, and then like they had the little cute moment with Pansy jumping over to grab Glorio's hands, and they swing around together, and all like I thought that was kind of cute. And then in my mind I was like, I wonder, Pansy's like 88. Like they wouldn't. I mean, I don't know because she looks like a little girl, so I don't know how they would if they would do that. But I'm pretty sure they wouldn't care because they already said that she's like in her 80s. Maybe Gloria is the one that ends up marrying Pansy because that little bit of that she that she is single right now, and like they need somebody to, I guess, assume the role of like king of the family.
Yeah.
Like, and Pansy is still a princess, so it's like one of those things like they could do that with Gloria. I don't know if that's where they're going. It seems kind of interesting. I think about it because like all the moments that Pansy and Glorio had with each other were kind of cool. Because like at first he didn't like her, and then later on he started kind of giving her compliments and stuff like that, and they started liking each other as like the show went. I didn't think much of those moments, but now I'm starting to wonder because like they had that little moment there where Pansy was really happy that Glorio didn't betray them.
Yeah.
So like maybe
like he was pretty happy with the decision too.
yeah, I mean he was struggling with it the last episode. If you saw, he was about to have a panic attack. But they had that moment together, and then like Goku says his name right for the first time and the last time. I'm calling that now. He's not. A part of me thinks that I think Goku knew how to say his name. He just didn't want to because Gloria made such a stink about it. It was like you're not selling my name right. A part of me thinks that he was just doing it on purpose. Because why suddenly get it right now all of a sudden when you're thinking him? But I thought that was kind of cool. And Vegeta, Goku got their bodies back, and then Vegeta goes to fight Goman because like Vegeta says that's my turn now, and we get a chance to see. I didn't think we're going to see adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, but this is what I want to sit there and say. I think it's now time for Vegeta Super Saiyan 3 to be in the video games. I hope that when they get the DLC for Sparking Zero, Super Saiyan 3 adult Vegeta makes his way into the game. And shoot, make Super Saiyan 3 mini Vegeta as well into the game, because they're adding him in the game at some point along with Glorio. But I think that was kind of sweet that we got a chance to see an adult Super Saiyan 3. I don't really know how I feel. I understand the whole idea that, you know, your hair gets spikier. In Vegeta's case, like having Vegeta's hair go down would just be a copy of Goku. So I guess in the thinking of how Super Saiyan 3 would ever look on Vegeta, I guess having his hair just like go straight back versus going down, I guess makes sense. It's just one of those things like, man, that is an odd look for Vegeta, but I guess it kind of goes in the same lines of like how Super Saiyan 4 looked versus Super Saiyan 4 Goku back in GT. Those are vastly different. I want to say I think Vegeta's fur was actually a darker red in GT, I think. I could be wrong about that. But I feel like there were some various differences between Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 4 Goku back in GT. So it was like, you know, it made it. Huh?
What were the differences?
Vegeta's hair was not in the same like form as Goku's hair. Goku had like way more hair in his Super Saiyan 4 form than Vegeta did. Well, I guess more spiky hair because Vegeta's hair kind of remained up, but then he got that whatever you call that mohawk thing that just dragged down his back. Like Vegeta.
Talking about cosmetic, not like power difference or personality or something like that.
I'm still up in the air about personality differences with those two in that form, but just cosmetically speaking, just the way they looked. Because I swear Goku acted more Saiyan in Super Saiyan 4, but that might have just been a choice with Sean Schimmel. But Vegeta acted way more calm. But then again, I also want to say, to contradict that, Vegeta went Super Saiyan 4 just to fuse with Goku, so Vegeta didn't really go Super Saiyan 4 to fight. He went Super Saiyan 4 to fuse with Goku.
It was humiliating for him though because he had to have artificially created blood waves like injected into him to get to Super Saiyan 4 in the first place.
Did he say that?
No, it's just I don't know if he said it or not because I haven't seen GT in a while, but like that must have been humiliating for his pride. Do you know what I mean? Have to take external help and not earn it through training or something like that.
I don't think Goku attained Super Saiyan 4 through training. He just had his tail yanked out.
He had to grow his tail back, didn't he?
But he had it yanked out and he had help. All I'm saying is I don't consider that training. Is basically what I'm saying. I don't really consider that training. I see what you mean, but like I don't really consider him having his tail yanked out to access that form as training. And like I don't know how Goku would have ultimately felt about that himself either. Because I mean, even then, with the whole idea, the heck? Oh, that's just Crunchyroll saying I've had enough of this. Because Goku still had to turn a monkey, and he still went crazy, and he took Pan crying and him licking her tears, which now I'm saying that out loud sounds really creepy.
Licking her tears? Did I miss something?
Goku and his Golden Azura form, Pan was crying, and he put down his finger near her cheek, and the tear fell down. He tasted it, and then he looks up at the earth and tries reaching for it. And that's when the transformation for him to ascend happens.
Oh, interesting. I forgot that scene.
I haven't forgotten that scene. Not that at the time it was creepy. It was just like it was an impactful scene of him reaching out for the earth. Because Goku had lost control again. Goku never ever had control of that form, not even once. So when he got it back, of course he was gonna lose control. And then Pan was trying to get him to calm down, and she started crying, and that's what caught his attention. Because all I remember, and like this is probably reason like why Super Saiyan 4 when it was done here in Daima was interesting, because like it was kind of the same thing. We see a void and Goku's in it, and then like at least in GT we see a void of Goku when he's in there naked as a kid, and then you see him as an adult naked. I don't know why they decided to give those images, but they did. But and you see Goku looking up at the earth. He's not saying anything. He's just looking, and he's trying to get to it. And then we cut back to Goku as the Golden Azura, and he's trying to reach for Earth. I can only assume that he's trying to protect the Earth or get back to Earth because that's where he wants to be. Because they're on a copy of Baby's planet at this point, which like Earth is like why Earth is in the sky and not the other way around. I didn't watch it a lot. I think I rewatched it at some point, like recent. And I don't even mean, and then by recent, I don't even mean the last 5 years. I'm pretty sure I watched it at some point. I rewatched it, but I remember Super Saiyan 4, at least Baby Saga, and I think a little bit of the Dragon Ball Saga, because those were like the most interesting sagas of GT for me anyway. Yeah. But I remember that scene. I remember Super Saiyan 4 because that was the first time it came out. Was like even that, I was like, I can see what you mean by training, but it's like I don't know if I consider what happened to Goku. It was more of just him trying to break through the barrier that he had when he was trying to control the Azura form. Which I guess, by the way, I guess that's another thing too. Golden Azura is not canon. Like, Neva pulled out Blood Waves, as you called it. I won't believe those were Blood Waves. Now I'm thinking about it. He pulled out Blood Waves, put them on Goku, and he just caused him to transform and ascend into Super Saiyan 4. Golden Azura is not even canon.
Why do you think Neva didn't do it to Vegeta too?
That's what I want to ask. It's like, do you think Vegeta's gonna get left out of this? Because I don't want that to be the case. If I'm being 100% real, I'm kind of.
It looks like it's going to be though, which is really annoying.
I'm kind of tired of the whole Vegeta gets left out of things trope. Because
Yeah,
let's be real, it's a trope.
yeah, it is at this point.
Vegeta gets left out of things consistently. It's like if we get Super Saiyan 3 only for him to get left out of Super Saiyan 4, that's so dumb. Like, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, we got to see Super Saiyan 3, which is Vegeta Super Saiyan 3, which is kind of neat, but I don't know. It's not the same.
Oh, it almost is like, I mean, Vegeta got something and only for Goku to get something else, and I'm just like, that's like a part that kind of makes me frustrated at Super Saiyan 4. Like, not the like I'm more frustrated at the idea that it just kind of shows up. They're like 4-star Bento said, like it just kind of just showed up. It does we don't get led into it like Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2 or even Ultra Instinct. You know, we kind of get like hints off the show that there is something like that in the universe that that our heroes are gonna obtain. Because even Super Saiyan 4 and GT was like kind of just name dropped, and then as the show went on, we started getting more hints that it's possible, basically. And then we have Elder Kai pull out Goku's tail, and then the transformation happens. You know, I don't know. It's like to me, it's like okay, I really kind of wish like Vegeta, because there's no excuse why Vegeta can't get it. Just Blitz wave him like he did Goku. There's no reason why Vegeta wouldn't be able to attain it if he hit him with the upgrade.
Yeah, it
Um,
seemed very easy to do.
I don't. It just there's no reason why Vegeta should be left out of. Only the only reason why because Akira didn't get a chance to one Akira didn't get a chance to I guess do it before he passed, or two they just don't want to give Vegeta the another form. I'm just like I get that Super Saiyan 4 won't be used in the future because why would they? They have Super Saiyan Blue, and Goku has Ultra Instinct, but like. Vegeta gets something else too later on in the manga, but it just seems kind of lame that like why would they? This isn't even talking from just being a fan of Vegeta. It's just purely from like it doesn't seem right if like the idea is that Vegeta and Goku are on an even playing field. It's like Goku's just a little more carefree, which just allows him to transform easier and get stronger, while Vegeta is a little bit more like high strung, and that's just causing a detriment to him.
Yeah.
This doesn't even make sense with the high strongness because like it's just a power up that Neva gave to Goku. Like I could see if like maybe this is something that Goku achieved on his own, then Vegeta not getting it makes a lot more sense because Vegeta doesn't have the time to do it. But with Neva being the thing that unlocked it, I'm like, again, it's just one of just it really is just disappointing. And I'm looking at Goma's face. I think that's an error. Goma's only got like one stripe on his eye, and there's usually two of them, isn't there?
Easy to figure out if you Google it.
Yeah, he's got two.
Yeah, that's an error. Good catch.
I've been staring at it the entire time. It's been bugging me, and I was like, I just didn't say anything. But and that was an accidental catch too. That wasn't even like I think it was a still that Crunchyroll chose. Uh, but Vegeta turns Super Saiyan 3, decides to battle Goma, and it seems like he's giving Goma a run for his money. Destroys him with a Super Saiyan 3 powered Final Flash, and Goma comes back to life. With absolutely no loss of stamina, by the way, too. They make sure they bring this up. So Vegeta is like losing stamina as he's fighting Goma, and Goma doesn't seem to be going down. And
Goma's losing, and then the eye is bringing him back.
as I was saying, like Vegeta destroys him with a Final Flash, and Goma just gets resurrected by the eye. I might not have said the eye, but like Goma doesn't seem to be losing stamina at all, even though he's being mercilessly beat on by Vegeta.
I think he's losing stamina and then regaining it.
Do you think the eye is just reviving him with his stamina intact?
Yeah. Their eye is like bringing back his stamina and repairing him from damage over and over again, but I think he's taking damage.
Well, of course he's taking damage because he died and came back. I just like his stamina wasn't like he just doesn't seem to be losing stamina. If he's being brought back at his full stamina, like it's even more broken. Like that eye needs to be taken care of. Which I speak on the eye, Ransu ends up discovering when Ransu just drops information is like to the audience that apparently Aburo was taking the eye on and off. I'm like, he was? Excuse me? And then she looks through her books on magic items and finds out that you just gotta hit the back of your head 3 times to remove the eye. Which, at the end of the day, kind of seems innocuous, but whatever. Like, why bother taking the eye out at all at that point? Like, but, you know.
It's nice that Piccolo has a front row for this. They're actually doing something with Piccolo.
Yeah, apparently somebody from 4-Star Bento brought up an interesting point about that. At least about the eye. He was hoping that they're gonna have Piccolo do what he did in Superhero, which was hit the eye with the Supreme Cannon, like he did in with Cell Max with the weak point in the middle of his head.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was like, that doesn't seem like something they would do, but I guess they do reuse things, so I mean, it wouldn't be any different. This time it's just an eye in the middle of the forehead. But yeah, like, that's interesting for Piccolo to be the one that I guess hits him in the back of the head 3 times.
Can we talk about the fact that Dende is not using his healing power at all?
But Dende wasn't able to do it when he was a baby.
He's a grown-up now.
Yeah, but this is the first time he's an adult now.
But Goku's like, oh gosh, we've lost all our, we're still out of stamina. This is really bad, and Dende's not like, hey.
I wonder, does
stamina?
Does Dende being the guardian of the Dragon Balls make it so he can't use his healing powers?
I doubt that. Why would that make sense?
Because Dende hasn't been healing since Namek.
He hasn't had a need to heal, really, since Namek.
I could think of a few times that he would have been useful to heal.
Did Toriyama just kind of forget that Dende can heal?
I'm willing to bet that he forgot, because Toriyama has said on multiple occasions there are things he's forgotten.
Yeah.
Perfect example, Launch.
It feels like a plot hole to me, though. Like, that Dende didn't get involved and, help heal them up.
I don't know if I want Dende, because here's the thing. Goma sees that, and Goma goes after him.
Well, Dende could do it while Vegeta was distracting him,
I don't know, I feel like Goma would pick up on something. I don't know, just... Goma seems like the type of guy that would be annoying on purpose.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I understand what you're saying, and yeah, that is odd. I forget that Dende can heal. I actually did forget that he can heal until you brought it up. I was like, oh, that's right. He's a Namekian that's capable of bringing back people's stamina all the way. Why aren't they using him? Maybe Dende's got to recharge? I don't know. I mean, I don't remember his healing needing a recharge. But, huh?
As a second point, I'm also kind of bored of enemies with unlimited stamina. Because we had that with Cell, and we had that with Majin Buu, where stamina was one of their big selling points. And now we have it with this guy, and I'm just like, Well,
it's not really Goma, it's the eye. He doesn't really have a limited stamina, it's just more like, it's not letting him get tired.
All because the eye has unlimited stamina.
I'm trying to think, did Boo have a limited stamina? I feel like Boo gets tired. And didn't he get tired? Did he get tired when he was enemy? I thought he got tired when he was enemy.
When he was what?
When he was the enemy. Well, because what was all that sleep about?
When he was what?
When he was the enemy. When he was the villain. Sorry, I should have used the villain word.
The only time I ever saw Boo get tired is when good Boo fought bad Boo, and good Boo ran out of stamina. That's the only time I've ever seen a Boo get tired. they say over and over again when they're fighting him that it seems like his energy just never stops.
It seems like it. That doesn't mean that it does. Maybe the energy that he has is just much higher than. Which I mean, also is kind of a lame way to. But at the same time, it's like, what else can you do? Because at some point you start running into the issue like, wait, shouldn't they? I mean, granted, that's the other thing too. Is like, there's a lot of ways that Goku and the gang could end. Well, actually, Goku and Vegeta could end a fight. But they just don't, because it's a character flaw that Goku and Vegeta have, where they want to fight the enemy fair and square, even though we all realize that they shouldn't be doing that. But they do anyway because it's a character flaw. It's built into who they are. More so Goku than Vegeta. Vegeta still has this character flaw, but it's a character flaw that only in Vegeta that only shows up when he gets egotistical, and that happens more often than I like to admit.
Like he's getting over ego.
In Super he does, but in here he's no. He's Z Vegeta doesn't. Like Z Vegeta doesn't.
We get some TMI in this episode though because he.
Yeah, I want to bring that up really quick, so I'm gonna just cut you off before you.
Oh.
We're gonna talk about it. Don't worry, we're talking about it right now. So Vegeta in Super Saiyan 3 is beating on Goma. And Vegeta starts losing stamina, and then Goku's like, well, like because Arinta tells him about the eye thing. So it's like, well, Vegeta Vegeta isn't gonna let anybody join the fight. And he's like, hey Vegeta, let me join the fight. He's like, no, I'd rather die. It's like then Bulma just walks up. Now before I say what I'm about to say, over the course of the last like 10 years of Dragon Ball, Vegeta's private life has been put on blast so much. Like Vegeta doesn't have a private moment a damn day of his life for whatever reason. Because as Spear has just said, we get TMI about something. So Bulma goes up like, what are you gonna do? And then Bulma just yells out that if you don't come down here, I'm not gonna bait with you anymore. And as this is happening, Vegeta has a flash, like Vegeta's life flashes before his eyes.
Yes. Stab through the heart with that one. And Bulma has no problem bringing it up. Like,
no, because she's the wife of the relationship. You know, her job is to embarrass him. But Vegeta just hears this, he's like, I'm here. I'm like, wait, no. I'm just like, poor Vegeta. Vegeta, even though Vegeta's still a fighter, he's kind of been relegated to comic relief in some situations now. But the funny thing about that is that Vegeta isn't really the comic relief, it's everything surrounding him versus just him himself. Kind of like how Krillin is comic relief, but it's really because Krillin is just goofy, whatever. Vegeta, it's comic relief around him. Things like Bulma, involving Bulma. My Bulma, while that's cool, it was really funny. Like, Vegeta's private life is like, it's surprising. This is not the, this is, if you had told me back when Vegeta showed up to fight Goku, that Vegeta was going to be one of the more powerful allies they had, I would have told you you're a liar. There's no way this man is going to stay around in the show for any longer than the fight that they're having with Goku right now. Like, I remember back in the day when I saw Goku let Vegeta go, I was like, are you kidding me? You should have let Krillin end him. But now we get all these funny moments with him involved in it, and it's just like he's just like part of the gang now. Unfortunately for him, and his health, and his private time with Bulma. So now we know that Vegeta and Bulma take baths together. Somebody brought up an interesting point in the chat that's like, when I was watching somebody else's like reaction, somebody was like, Bulma wished for new buns, and I sat there, I'm like, my God, Bulma is trying to stay young for Vegeta.
Yeah, must be tough, like getting old while he stays the same age. I
mean, apparently, according to Vegeta, he's gonna just immediately turn old at a certain point, though. So it just seems kind of funny that it seems like. So, but it's kind of funny when you really think about all the things that Bulma's been doing over the course of the movies, because it doesn't make a lot of sense when you hear them in separate, you know, it's at separate intervals. But when you think about this and think about Vegeta and like look, all the things that just kind of got revealed, because this isn't the first time something got revealed about Vegeta and Daima. Earlier on, we found out that Vegeta likes big ones. I'm just like, first of all, I can respect it, and second of all, it's dang Vegeta. And Bulma doesn't even bother even trying to correct him or saying, "What are you doing?" saying that or whatever. She just kind of stares, and Vegeta's the one that overreacts. Like Vegeta just like I feel so bad for him because nothing is sacred anymore with him. As you said, Bulma doesn't care. She'll put him on black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, poor Vegeta. Why does
happens in that path that makes it so important to Vegeta?
Well, I mean, maybe that's how Trunks got made.
In the bath?
Yeah. I mean, Vegeta must really value his alone time with Bulma. That's all I can think. I mean, I mean, people don't think about this, but Vegeta has been shown to be between Vegeta and Goku. Vegeta seems to be the one that values family a little bit more, even though we have that moment where Vegeta is like when he's a Majin Vegeta and he's blowing his body up, whatever like that. And beforehand, he's like he explains why he decided to let himself go, over to Babidi because he couldn't stand that he was becoming attached to his family. Like there's a giant switch at some point. I don't know when that switch happens. But there's a giant switch that happens between that moment and this moment here. It's like Vegeta's like whole idea of how he values Bulma completely changed. I don't know what happened between those two, but Vegeta really values Bulma and really cares about her too. Extremely cares about her.
Probably the better husband out of the two of them.
I mean, I can't argue. I was trying to find something, but I was like, I can't argue. I mean, Goku literally says that he wasn't a part of Goten or Gohan's upbringing. Though, I would like to argue against that. He kind of was there for Gohan's upbringing. Half and half, because like he kind of trained Gohan, so he spent some time with him, and Gohan.
Yeah, he babysat for Piccolo a couple times.
You can't see it, but my head's in my hand right now.
It's a good way to put it, though, isn't it?
I hate that canonically in the community, Gohan is Piccolo's son. A part of me hates that, but also a part of me likes that. But a part of me still kind of hates it because it makes absolutely no sense. It's like you try explaining that to somebody outside of the community, they're like, "Wait, so Piccolo's his father?" No. Piccolo is a surrogate dad. Goku's the sperm donor.
And that's it.
But poor Vegeta does like the bath. I'm just like, I almost want to go back and see the dub of that moment whenever it comes out, because I want to hear what the English voice actor does for that. Because sometimes the difference is, but I would love to know what the English voice actor for Bulma actually says in that scene. Because I want to point out that in the English dub for Dragon Ball Z, moments like that make fun of Vegeta are so much more funnier in English. Like, I've heard so many funny things in English. I'm like, they really do a good job at like really taking advantage of it. It's like of English dubbing the show, so it's like I really do like that. But yeah, Bulma is like, it's a good point. What is happening in that bath where like?
Hey Jeremy, I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
All right. While he's doing that, hold up. Let's see. That face. That Vegeta saw his life flash before his eyes. And poor Vegeta. Just nothing is sacred with him anymore. Like I really I feel bad for him sometimes. I mean, what is happening during the bath? I was like, that's a good thing to think about. I was like, Vegeta enjoys that so much that he will rush back when the threat of that get taken away, if that being taken away from him happens. Not got much more to say. I was gonna wait to talk about Super Saiyan 4 here. Wait for Mr. Spear to come back. I guess while we're doing that, I'll let the music play, and everybody enjoy that while we wait. Uh, huh? Why did it sign me out? Hmm.
I'm sorry about that.
No problem. Took a small break. It's really
Would you
quick,
like an advertisement?
huh? I could probably roll one of those if I really cared. No, I didn't roll an advertisement. Probably should have. But thanks for reminding me to do that. I should take control of that. Maybe I'll have I'll have a button for that. Um, but now we talked about and kind of rattle up about Vegeta. One last thing before we move on to Rurouni Kenshin is after Bulma threatens Vegeta's life,
Yeah.
we have Goku showing up and he does the thing that he does in Dragon Ball Z with Majin Buu when he shows Goma here the transformations. He goes Super Saiyan, he goes Super Saiyan 2, he goes to that long sequence of going Super Saiyan 3, and then he says, as a bonus, he goes Super Saiyan 4.
I get that he's stalling, but why is he stalling? He's the one running out of energy. Going to Super Saiyan 3 burns huge amounts of energy. I don't
Maybe
know if
maybe
Super Saiyan 4
Piccolo
transformations burn a
maybe
lot, but
maybe Piccolo is like trying to roam around. He needs to keep Goma's attention. So the flashy transformation was probably made just to allow Piccolo to get around to a more advantageous spot.
yeah.
Because he does look at Piccolo right before he turns Super Saiyan.
I wonder if Super Saiyan 4 is like it was in GT, where like the transformation doesn't use up a lot of energy, and like being Super Saiyan 4 doesn't use up a lot of energy. It was always like one of the most efficient forms.
I don't know. Maybe that. I also thought like maybe was the whole it being efficient Akira's idea, or was that somebody else's plan? Because I mean, the Super Saiyan 4 there wasn't Akira's design. Somebody else. But maybe it is here. I don't know. Because if Goku goes straight to it, he's like Super Saiyan, and he just the cutoff. He doesn't call it Super Saiyan anything actually. He goes that form, and it cuts off there. We get just to see like what we all know as Super Saiyan 4 Goku as an adult, which was kind of cool. I was like, oh, that's cool. That looks just as good. I actually like that. Like that's just really nice.
Yeah.
I would
They
really
did really
like.
good job with it.
I would really like for them to give that to Vegeta. Like I've been sitting here trying to give that to Vegeta. Give that to
So
Vegeta.
let me ask you something. Where does Dragon Ball Daima fall? I know you've told me this before. Where does Dragon Ball Daima fall in the continuity?
Straight after it's a year after everything that happened with Majin Buu.
So it's like a continuation off of Dragon Ball Z. It comes after the last episode.
It comes after the last episode dealing with Majin Buu. The last episode is actually in the future, like when Goku is
Yeah.
like the ultimate fighter.
Yeah.
It's a year after that, but before that episode happens because everything that apparently happens in Z, Super happens before that last episode too. Like it happens after Daima, but it happens before that final episode. If I remember correctly, that's how they're doing that. I think Super happens 2 years after the fact, and then Daima happens a year after the fact. But even so, like Super Saiyan 4, it's not like it's going to get used at any point in the future. I highly doubt they're going to pull Super Saiyan 4. Though, they could reserve Super Saiyan 4 for the movies. Like, the only real problem with that though is like Super Saiyan 4. Like, would Super Saiyan 4 be stronger than God Power? But then I guess another thing too is like I guess God Ki and regular Ki are two different types of energy. So, like, maybe Super Saiyan 4 is just like the strongest of regular Ki consumption versus God Ki, which they had to be given God Ki or discover for themselves to get it.
Yeah.
I suppose I guess it's two divergences, and maybe not every villain requires them to use blue. Like maybe they reserve blue for like the really really big threats, but then you have Super Saiyan 4 as a way to give us some really powerful fights, but they don't have to rely on. Huh?
Does this happen before or after Super?
Time happens before Super.
Before Super?
Yeah.
So Goku has Super Saiyan 4, but he doesn't use it against Beerus?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said, that kind of having Super Saiyan 4 kind of like mucks up with like things that happen in Super. I don't try to think about it.
It's nice to see it, but it really raises some pretty big plot hole there.
Well,
it would have been cool if he hadn't changed the second time, because if he changed the first time, then you could theorize, well, he needed the Namekian to change him.
Well, here's the thing, and I bet this is what's gonna actually happen. like I'm not gonna bet any money. I'm just saying I'm willing to bet because it's kind of like what they did with with the Ultra Instinct, right? At the end of Dragon Ball, even though later on we found out that spoilers for anybody who hasn't read anything past the Tournament of Power, Goku does get access to Ultra Instinct. It does take him training with Whis though to do it. So I will say that there is a caveat to that, but Goku can obtain Ultra Instinct beyond Super. I bet a lot of people were expecting that, but at the same time, it was one of those situations like I was always curious if they were going to relegate Ultra Instinct to movies and just have it where like there's overpowered villains. I think it's still relegated to that because it's not like Ultra Instinct does a lot to help Goku in the manga, from what I remember. It gives him the ability to fight enemies, but it's like Goku doesn't exactly rely on the white hair Ultra Instinct in the manga, as far as I've read. He's got into it, but he's never really. I'm just gonna say he's done some wild stuff with white hair Ultra Instinct that's kind of crazy that I'm surprised it didn't show up in the anime. But I guess Goku at that time was just learning how to tap into it, and he wasn't training with Whis to control it. So Goku kind of just stumbled upon it in the Tournament of Power. So the things he's doing now with it wouldn't have happened, but you never know. Every anime does things differently when the hero stumbles upon a massive power break.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, him having like what some people said, like, yeah, while Super Saiyan 4 is cool, and I agree with this, it's like, what the, what? But what what I was gonna say is that what I'm willing to believe is that what they're probably gonna do is Goku's gonna probably do this form here, but he's only gonna do it in the Demon Realm, basically saying that this can only be used in the Demon World for whatever reason, from what arbitrary role, or maybe never takes it back. Like maybe never before Goku leaves. Like, oh, by the way, let me have that back. Have what back? Poof! Give me back my energy. You might just yank it from Goku so he can't use it. Though Goma did yank it from him, didn't he? And he still transformed into it.
Goma did take what?
Goma did take Super Saiyan 4 out of Goku, right? But Goku still transformed into it.
I didn't think he took it out of Goku. I think that was just when Goku was showing that he was like running out of energy, and the highest form he could hold was base at the end of it.
It looked like Goma when he was holding him there in place. It looked like he was draining him with the eye.
Or damaging him, drain or damage, either way.
Yeah, I was misreading that scene. I don't know. But yeah, Goku going Super Saiyan 4 is cool. I feel like they maybe needed something in Daima. And unfortunately, they couldn't just have Goku suddenly display God Ki abilities because it wouldn't make any sense. though actually, with Supreme Kai there, it could probably pull off a sudden Divine Ki thing with Goku. It just would have been like Supreme Kai would have probably saw it and says, wait, that's not, and then like they just cut him off there, so Supreme Kai doesn't say anything, and we would know from that particular moment that, oh, he just suddenly gained God Ki, and it wouldn't matter because people, like, we see later on Goku go Super Saiyan God, and from there on is like, I will say, like you said before, he had Super Saiyan 4 and he didn't use it against Beerus. The only other thing that would explain is that, because again, Goku is an idiot. This is something a lot of people forget. Goku is an idiot. It's possible that Goku probably didn't. He forgot, and I know that people don't like that excuse, which is what it is, an excuse. But like, in all honesty, it's like Super Saiyan 4 wasn't even a thought concept at the time when he made Battle of the Gods. Honestly,
another time he could have used it would have been in Tournament of Power.
Again, but it wasn't a thought of concept by Akira at the time. It didn't exist.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I'm willing to let that slide, kind of. Like, it still kind of irritates me, but I'm not gonna really hold it against Akira because he's long since passed. Rest in peace. It'll be a year sometime in March since he's passed on. But it would what they have to do in that final episode here, and they have to do this. They would have to give some legitimate explanation towards why Goku did not use Super Saiyan 4 at all past this point. And the only thing I can think that would make sense is that maybe the form is being powered by demon energy from the demon world. Um, Somehow, like maybe being in the world, like these, you slowly absorb the energy in the world, possibly. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know how you would do that or how you would subconsciously do that. Um, so maybe it's possible that maybe like Neva did something. It's possible that maybe Super Saiyan 4 is powered by magic. I have no idea. Like that'd be really interesting transformation. And it's being powered by magic. Um, but I guess that would also explain too. Is like Goku doesn't have magic outside this world, so or have magic at all. He was given magic from Neva, and he probably used it up in his fight with Goma. So he just lost access to it. So they get explained it that way, like making Super Saiyan 4 canon, but it will never pop up in the show ever again.
But then it's just a redo of Ultra Instinct. Like
Well,
the explanation for Ultra Instinct.
well, Goku gets it back later on, but he doesn't. He doesn't officially lose access to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like again, like I guess there's really no good way though. People are gonna be angry regardless. I think it's the best way to
Angry, I just think it's a plot hole.
people are gonna be angry because I believe like people have been asking for Super Saiyan 4 for years, and then what happens if we get Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue? This form completely gets overlooked, and then people accept that it's not gonna be canon, and then all of a sudden it's boom made canon.
Yeah.
I guess like Goku could just forget about it. Like maybe he does.
I wish they'd made Daima before Super, because then we would have really been able to enjoy Super Saiyan 4 at the appropriate times in Super. I would have liked to see the way that they used it.
I don't think that, because the thing is like Akira only got involved after he heard about the project. So this wasn't his original idea. He only got involved when he heard that they were trying to do this, and they have been working on this for years apparently, but he still didn't make the story. I think that's possibly what Super Saiyan 4 is unfortunately a result of, is that they didn't think about the plot all the way through.
Yeah.
Because they could have had an interesting explanation for why Goku didn't use this form later on.
Like I feel like keep it as simple as he didn't turn Super Saiyan 4 in the second time, or that they established that he needed Neva for it.
I mean, they could have Neva. Because here's the thing: Neva has been completely plot breaking, and by that I mean we see what Neva can do at the very beginning of the freaking show when in episode 1, where he just brings the Dragon Balls back up and brings them to life immediately. He's not constrained by rules, like at all. Like Neva doesn't seem to be constrained by any rule. Like he seems to be there specifically to make things a little bit easier. So maybe here's my thought, but Neva's just gonna probably yank Super Saiyan 4 out of him, and by that I mean he's gonna retrieve the energy that he gave Goku. Basically something they're saying like, this is mine. I was just letting you borrow it, basically. And that way they can explain why Vegeta never gets it, because like, okay, Neva never intended to let Goku leave with it. So like basically he takes it back, saying that like this form is specifically only for this world, and you would never need it outside of here for any number of reasons, and we just accept it because Neva is an old wise sage. Because Neva doesn't leave. Because Neva's another plot hole right there. If you want to get into plot holes, like where the heck is Neva in the entirety of the show? Like what? Like this old dude.
All they need to do to solve that is have him stay in the demon realm.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying it's just one of those things. It's like he's still kind of a plot hole, because like I get that he likes where he's living, but he's also living under the delusion that the Namekian's going to come back.
Yeah.
So it's like at the same time, it's like that was a really weird obstacle in and of itself. And then we had like Nahare's brother and sister. And on top of that, like when we only really call him Supreme Kai, so us finding out his real name doesn't really do much for him or the plot, which is kind of disappointing because I kind of like saying Nahare. I actually I like Supreme Kai actually having a name. It's always been a mystery for me. It's like I wonder if he actually has a name because it can't be Shin. But it's cool we got that little bit of a like. So I guess like I think we'll never see it again. We'll never see that name again. That's just that's specifically Demon Realm.
You will never see that name again.
Ah, darn you!
Never say never.
Someone get the stick and pull him off stage. um, but yeah, the end of the episode was Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and we'll see what happens next episode. I will say, yeah, it was kind of interesting that he decided to go Super Saiyan 4. Maybe Goku didn't know he could do it, and he just thought, like, he would try. But, yeah, they would have to find a way to restrict Super Saiyan 4 to here. I think the best way to do it is to have Neva, like, take the power that he gave Goku, whatever that was, out of him, so that way Goku doesn't have access to it. And like, there's no way to like for Goku to circumvent that because Goku needed help to get to it, and Goku doesn't like getting help to obtain new power in the first place. So Goku would not only be fine with it, but Goku would never think about it again because well, he didn't obtain that form by himself.
I guess so.
That would solve the issue with him never using it later. I mean, it wouldn't be clean. But I don't think Dragon Ball has ever been known to be clean post Z.
He got Super Saiyan God with help.
Yeah, he also said he didn't like that.
Right, but it's not like he never used the form again.
Well, it wasn't that one. I think was a different situation though, right? Because like it was like people around him versus Neva just giving him a power up.
Well, yeah, 7 people gave him a power up instead of 1.
But I don't think Neva knew what he was doing. I don't think everybody else knew what they were doing.
They joined their powers.
I don't know how any of that worked, but
The Spirit Bomb borrows power, but he still uses that.
periodically, it's not like he relies on it.
Well, it's a slow attack, and it's really risky.
I don't think Goku like. I mean, it's built in his character. He doesn't like receiving help. I mean, well, this is a recent trait, not like a new one. I mean, not like an old one, but like this is a recent trait that they built in him. Like he doesn't like receiving help for extreme levels of power. He rather fight 1-on-1 fairly. And I get that. Like some of the things that's happened to him over the course of the years has definitely not been fair. I mean, sudden transformation into Super Saiyan through anger, like that wasn't fair to Frieza.
It was fair enough.
It was.
Super Saiyan was like the most earned transformation in the world.
I'm saying like some of the things he's done is kind of not really kind of unfair because like he just suddenly gains a golden hair and ultimate world bending strength, like something he didn't have before. Regardless of like it being earned or whatnot, it just one of those things like Frieza was not expecting. Frieza spent most of his life thinking Super Saiyan was a myth. Though I will have to argue with myself on that one, but like why would Frieza destroy the planet if he didn't think it was a myth? But yeah.
He was scared of it.
Yeah, but according to Akira, like, I mean, well, we see this later. If Frieza just trained, he wouldn't have to worry about it.
Frieza's trained?
If Frieza trained, leveled up, he wouldn't have had to worry about it. Akira said this many years ago before Frieza came back. I saw this.
He'd have to worry about it since Super. Frieza can train all he wants right now. He's not going to catch up with Goku.
I shouldn't say anything.
No.
I shouldn't say anything. I think I just told you everything just by saying those words. So I'm gonna move on before I say anything else. With that, we're gonna end to talk about Daima here. Really good show. Got his issues like anything else. We'll see how the show ends.
Maybe the last episode will just be Vegeta and Bulma in the bath.
I wouldn't put it past Akira. Like his last words was Vegeta and Bulma in a bath, and
I wouldn't either.
just the last words he ever got, just right before he went into surgery. I was like, just, just that happening. I said this before when you were gone. I just feel really bad for Vegeta because like it's like ever since the end of Z and then this new stuff they've been doing, Vegeta like he's become more likable, but as a result, it kind of just seems like his personal life is just out in the middle. It's everywhere. People know what he's doing. The people know when he's porking Bulma. It's just like, can this man get some privacy? It's like I mean, my Bulma is funny, and it's not really a privacy breaking moment, but it's like to me, what that shows is that Vegeta really cares about Bulma, and that's not something that I think Vegeta would want everybody else knowing. So it's just like Vegeta has a pride thing where he needs to look tough in front of everybody else. It's just like it's just funny. Like he doesn't want Krillin knowing that because Krillin will probably take advantage of that. And Krillin knows probably he could make fun of Vegeta nowadays without him killing him. It's like it's just one of those things where Vegeta's gotten softer over the years, and you can make fun of him, poke fun of him now, and he won't. He'll still be upset about it, but he won't kill you as a result. It's just like nothing about Vegeta's private life is private anymore. Like I'm actually kind of curious what else he does with Bulma that we don't know about, because I feel like this is just becoming a thing now where like we're finding out things about Vegeta and Bulma's relationship. I don't think we know anything about what Goku and Chi-Chi do alone, like at all. I mean, granted, Goku's never home long enough for that to any of them matter, but still, it's just like poor Vegeta is just like, okay, man, you deserve that bubble bath. I just thought it was just funny. I mean, you thought it was funny too, and I'm pretty sure the entire world thought it was hilarious. Next episode we're gonna talk about is Rurouni Kenshin, the Great Kyoto Fire, Part One. Still some setup here. We get a chance to see. Well, actually, one thing. The continue off something we were talking about last episode. The frog dude did not kill those girls. Somehow he
I was
missed.
really surprised they got away. At the end of the last episode, it looks like they were killed in that moment, and then like this episode begins and they're like still alive and they didn't get killed.
Well, they're part of like the shinobi of that land, and like they've been doing things a long while. They're respected members of the group too. So like, if they got killed that easily, I don't know what that meant. I don't know what that meant for everybody else. But that was kind of cool to find out they're still alive, and they go running back to the because they overhear everything. They go back running to Kyoto to start looking for places where the fire's going to start. What is that? Oh yeah, they get the sword. The Shishio's gang gets the sword ready for Fuji, the giant man. Like I'm surprised there was enough metal for that. For like that giant blade. Uh, Trying to see here. Yahiko and Kairo get ready for their part in I guess saving the land. Megumi is apparently I thought it was kind of smart that she was setting up a spot. Granted, that spot's I think too small for the amount of people that are probably going to be getting hurt or dying. But she set up like a small medical area for like casualties and whatnot, and she started having tags ready for the colored tags for the deceased, the majorly injured, the minorly injured, people in the middle. I thought it was like, oh, that's kind of smart that like Megumi is setting all this up now, so that way she don't have to worry about it. When she has people coming in, and she's also hoping that she never has to use it, which is also an ideal situation that she doesn't have to like bandage anybody or try to sustain life on people for
And
people.
I don't think this is really going to be the case, but it almost looks like it's going to happen. Like the fires don't really break out in this episode, despite despite the title being the Great Kyoto Fire.
We'll see. I don't know. It just seems kind of like I mean like I'm not saying I wanted to happen because I don't really remember too much. The ending of this episode I kind of remember a little bit because I think I remember reading the manga for it, but I don't remember the fire if it does happen. I feel like I remember there being flames everywhere, but I don't know if that's because of Shishio on the boat or something else. But yeah, Shishio's men like just readying themselves for like to burn the place down. But then we had one of the we had these two people who we'd kind of been following throughout this arc a little bit, like the two men working for Shishio. The younger dude who's like gung ho about setting fire to his hometown, and this older dude who I suspect is older, who's kind of just having second thoughts. Later on, as they're about to set the fire before they get caught, he's just kind of sitting there and he's just kind of stalling. He's hoping he doesn't have to set fire to Kyoto. I don't know what his deal is. It seems kind of sudden that he's having a change of heart now of all times. Uh, but okay, I mean he can have a change of heart whenever he wants. And then like the police of Kyoto, at least the police everywhere, are now setting up to stand guard in Kyoto to prepare to deal with the riots breaking out from people trying to set fire to everywhere. It's interesting they have so many cops though. I wouldn't imagine they had this many cops ready.
They have plenty of. Well, they got reinforcements from a neighboring city, didn't they?
Yeah, I just didn't think there was that many cops from neighboring cities coming in. I thought Shishio's men was gonna easily like engulf them, but eh. What do I know? Obviously nothing. Yeah, they don't get a chance to like the police end up managing getting a lot of Shishio's men that well maybe like 1/8 of them who are actually apparently got caught before they get set fire to anything. And the cop is like, okay, send some men out to look around for suspicious looking individuals, but we'll keep the line here in this spot to make sure that nothing else breaks out. And apparently a couple of the Tin Swords, they get a report, or at least forgot her name. Itama, I forgot her name. The Lady of the Purple, I completely forgot her name.
She's a woman. You don't need to remember her name.
Wow, that's partially true.
Wow. I didn't expect you to agree with me on that one.
I actually didn't agree with you. I just said partially true. I really meant that because she's trans, but you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. I find it cool that she's kind of got like a scythe thing. And it doesn't seem like it really hinders her to use it either when we see her later killing people with it. And apparently she's the leader of this group too, apparently, with the fire starters. I don't remember her name. I feel like it's Katamari, I think it's her name. But the report to her is saying like, you know, like a couple of us got caught. What next? Then we go back to where the cops are, apparently. That's where we go back to the cops, and then all of a sudden, there's a lot of men from Shishio's gang they all march out, and we can hear their footsteps too, because we can hear there's a lot of them, and they're marching out and preparing the front line. I'm guessing, but not guessing. They prepare the front line and get ready to attack, and there's like a lot of them with spears from the looks of it. There's no magic helmets though.
No.
How you feel about that?
That's why things went so rough for them.
So you think if they had one magic helmet, they would have done better?
I mean, you're supposed to respect the spear, but you fear the magic helmet.
Also, the point of cops, apparently, they have a couple of cops who don't use swords, and a couple of them have guns. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. So they have a couple of shooters with barrels on them, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. Apparently, that doesn't stop Shishio's gang from advancing, and they just lose a lot of people. And all of a sudden, Bat Dude just shows up out of nowhere, starts killing people indiscriminately, along with everybody else, because some of them are trying to run away from getting shot. Kanamari shows up and starts killing people. Batman shows up and starts killing people. Uh, and the two guys with the set fire get kind of caught by the, by Misao's group. And apparently, Misao managed to get the entire block of people involved. Because, like, an old lady just catches them and is like, they're about to set a fire over here! Get them! And I was like, what in the world? What's this old lady doing up right now this hour?
I thought it was great.
No, it was great. It was just really random. Though. Like, you wouldn't know what was going on at first until you realized.
I don't think it was a coincidence that she was up. I think they were told.
No, I know it was not a coincidence. It was just kind of funny. At first, I didn't know what was going on until they realized that it was Misao that kind of put everybody up to it. Because later on, you found out she got the help from the neighborhood. I guess Misao's doing great being the leader, even though nobody wants to call her leader. Like everybody calls her Misao, and then she gets upset. It's like, okay, leader. Like this is gonna be a recurring thing for her in the future. Like no one's gonna call her leader. And then really Misao looks at Yahiko and Kara says like, okay, we'll go to the next area. So I'm guessing that means they're gonna go where Kenshin is. I'm guessing. Because I think they know where Kenshin and gang are.
They do?
I think. Kenshin sent him a letter. I suspect maybe he let Misao know where he was gonna be.
The letter let her know?
You're having fun, aren't you?
Hi, Dad. I'll be here all week.
I'm sorry, that was Whiplash. I could not respond. I could not even concentrate on anything. I think you said everything so quick back to back. But is that I think it's the rest of the episode. Oh yeah, the rest of the episode is like with Kenshin, Sanosuke, and Fujita. And pretty much it's like it goes kind of something like this. I was about to start rattling off First of Bel Air. No, not really. But basically like Shishio is Shishio is on his boat and he's just admiring the view and he's like he feels a little bit like he feels a little bit of a regret that he wasn't able to finish his little like bet with Kenshin. And then like one of the, at least Mr. Hoji sees that there was a carriage coming up on them, and then they don't know who's in there. And then, like when the carriage pulls off, and it's Kenshin, Fujita, and Sanosuke, and Shishio doesn't seem all that bothered that these two showed up. He's like Kenshin read his mind, and he's like basically let's give them a show that they won't forget, and they'll see I guess they'll see what I'm capable of. So they don't. Kenshin apparently doesn't expect the boat to blow up, but neither does Fujita or Sanosuke. The boat blows up and reveals that they got an ironclad like boat. I think the Rengoku is an actual boat in Japanese history. Let me look that up really quick. But I feel like that's an actual boat. Okay, maybe not. Okay, well now I know. Boat is just something that has in Kenshin. I thought it may have some historical reference, but maybe not.
What has historical reference? The boat?
Yeah, I thought the boat the Shisho had historical reference, but I guess not.
Ironclads are very historically relevant. Maybe you're just not finding a source on it, but they're very historically relevant.
seeing everything about the anime where the boat is, I was like, okay. I mean, hold up. I guess what would happen if I typed in Rurouni Goku Ironclad? Nope, just finding things in fiction. Japan? What's a Japanese ironclad? Congo. Congo was the lead ship of the Congo class ironclad corvettes built for Imperial Japanese Navy in the 1870s. The class was built in the United Kingdom because such ships could not be constructed in Japan. Well, yet. See, this ship returned to active duty in the first Sino-Japanese War of 1894 to 95. Well, yeah, there's definitely some ironclads, just not one named Rengoku. All right. I just had to use different words in certain orders. But yeah, like the
Don't forget how like bedecked this ironclad is too. They have more than one Gatling gun. They have remember like they had a whole two-part episode about like how powerful a Gatling gun is, and these guys have multiple. And then they've got cannons, and it's completely ironclad. Like so, those grenades aren't going to work anymore. It's a very serious like ship.
how does a boat made of iron float in the first place?
Buoyancy from air. What do you think they make modern boats out of?
Wood?
Sometimes. Sometimes fiberglass, but I'm sure there's iron boats.
I don't know. I just think iron's way too heavy that air can make it float. But okay. Again, what do I know about like the building of a boat? Nothing. These are just assumptions I'm making. But basically, like they see the gang down there, and Sanosuke apparently has an idea to blow them up with grenades. That's not going to work, as Jock just said. And basically, Kenshin has an idea that they're going to go and to help Sanosuke out, they're going to try to bring their catch their attention, so Sanosuke can jump around to the backside apparently to use the grenades on the boat. As Sanosuke starts running on the water using the using broken wood. Oh yeah, broken wood from the exterior of the boat, and he starts running on the water. And pretty much Hoji, like they pretty much pull a Gatling gun on Sanosuke right then there at point blank range in the water. But what they weren't expecting was Sanosuke to have mastered the two layers, and it catches Shishio off guard because Shishio's like, that is not just a nobody. So like I guess I forgot that they don't know that Sanosuke learned anything from anybody else. And apparently Kenshin looks very proud that I guess Sanosuke leveled up. I guess because Sanosuke like brings up a wave of water with just one punch. I was like, jeez.
That was a really fun move and a good moment for him because they were like kind of heckling him, like you know what I mean, like not taking him seriously, being like, "What's this guy doing to those guys?" You know what I mean? Like he's a nobody. Like I wonder why they even brought him. And then like Sanosuke like counters a Gatling gun fire, and that kind of impresses them.
I mean, yeah,
Not just the fact that he countered it, but he had that rare movement that they recognized, that rare attack that they recognized. And they're like, "Oh, he's mastered that. He must be pretty good."
I guess Shishio wasn't expecting it. He was like, Shishio was like, "What in the world?"
Let's be fair though, Sanosuke is the weakest of these fighters involved in this scene.
I'm not expecting Sanosuke to fight Shishio. Maybe Hoji. Again, I don't know if Hoji's hiding anything. I suspect he is, but I don't know like what he would be hiding. He could just be a street fighter, like on the same level as Sanosuke, possibly. I had no idea.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I mean, yeah, he is weakest out of these guys, but I mean, the fact that he was able to surprise Shisho with the move that apparently he knows the Anju never taught anybody, which makes you kind of wonder. I wonder what's going through Shisho or Hoji's mind right now about that. I was like, where did he run across that? Because it's like, as far as I know, Anju's in the middle of the mountains. So there's no reason why anybody would have come across him. But it was kind of interesting he caught Shisho off guard. I thought that was kind of fun. Like I was like, yay, he caught Shisho off guard and he wasn't taking him seriously. Like after that, Kenshin and Fujita show up on the boat, and then they think they caught Shisho off guard, but Shisho's like, nope. Like I knew you're gonna do it. Like basically we're the same person. I know what's on your mind. You know what's on my mind. And Kenshin like tries to go in for the attack, and he gets cornered by Ayoshi Shinomori, who I was under the impression he was on the boat. I was like, where was he the entire time? There's no way he will let Shisho out of his sight. So I was like, it was cool to see, like, okay, yeah, I was worried that Shisho was on the boat. He was just in the shadow, just waiting for his chance, and counters Kenshin's blade, and Kenshin's like a scabbard, and he goes flying, and he's just there waiting. Like, well, there he is. Yeah, we have another bloodthirsty swordsman on the boat now. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen now, because like I can't imagine Ayoshi's gonna like let Kenshin fight Shisho. So my suspicion is gonna be like an all-out fight between 4 swordsmen on that boat. Is my thought process. I don't know if Fujita is like stronger than Ayoshi Shinomori. My thought process is no, but I guess we'll find out. Because he ain't gonna fight Shisho. That's Kenshin's job. The first episode ends with Shinomori just showing out of nowhere and said, haha, I'm back, bitches. Like, but yeah, that was the end of the episode, and that was the end of the Great Kyoto Fire Part 1. Surprisingly, with no fire. 0 out of 10. There should have been more fire. There was no burning. I came here for burning.
I was told there would be burning.
I came here for Burning Man. Where's the Burning Man?
They came here to burn the town down and chew gum, and they're all out of bubble gum.
Oh no, they're gonna be all out of fire. But yeah, that was the episode in there. I was like, yeah, there was surprisingly not so much fire. I don't know what the pacing's gonna be like for part 2. Because again, I don't know how long this is supposed to be. We're already almost at 20 episodes, so my suspicion is we're not too long from this season ending. So yeah, there's that. But I guess we'll find out. Because like Dragon Ball Daima is ending next week, so spring anime is around the corner. Whether it's shown up in the spring, I don't know, and I don't know anything about the Avatar show. I suspect that when there is more news, I will somehow find out because osmosis. I swear, I don't even go out searching for some of the stuff that I find. Sometimes they just show up in my feed. So like, we'll see when that happens. If not, maybe the podcast will begin to change. I was talking about earlier, but you will see. Yeah. We will see what happens between now and the future. My Hero, I haven't heard anything about that yet. I don't know, like I'm hearing things that maybe it's gonna be like October, so it may be later this year. So it may be ending in the years 2025, 2026. We will see. Actually, I don't suspect it'll be going in 2026 because there probably isn't that much left. I mean, the only thing left that we gotta deal with now in that show is like All Might versus All for One and Deku versus Shigaraki. And with the way they ended that, they were kind of happening simultaneously. I can't suspect that they're gonna probably get the last ending bit of All Might versus All for One, and then we're gonna switch all the way back and focus strictly on Deku. It's my
Right.
suspicion, based on how they ended that. So yeah, good.
What
Good. Hmm?
happened in the second episode of the Great Kyoto Fire? I think the fire is going to actually happen. First of all,
Well, I mean, there are a lot of men. I don't suspect. I mean, also the Tin Swords got involved, so yeah, I feel like it's got to happen because like they're involved now. Yeah, I don't know what the pacing is gonna be like. So like the fire must be probably also gonna. I'd be shocked that the fire doesn't happen within the first like 5 minutes of the episode opening up. Like maybe the episode will start with the fire already happening, and then we'll cut back a couple of minutes or hours before it happens. Because they did that this episode too, with the whole they showed
they're
us.
going to have to show. They're going to have to show when the fire actually happened at some point. There's got to be a fire because the episodes are called the Great Kyoto Fire, and it's historical, so we know it actually happens in history. So it's got to happen in the anime. So the fires are
Wait,
going
there
to
was a
happen.
fire in Kyoto in real life?
Yeah,
Continue. No, I'm gonna look this up. I did not know that there was an actual Kyoto fire in real life. 1864. Kinemon incident. Huh. Would you look at that? I'm sorry. Would you look at that?
right. Destroyed 60 to 70% of Ito,
Dang.
killing a hundred
That
thousand people. So it's going to happen.
that looks like that's actually where it's happening in the anime right now.
Right. So we know it's got to. We know it's got to happen next episode, unless this is a three-parter.
There's that. I completely forgot that they could be doing a three-parter. Huh. Yeah, they could be trying to do a three-parter. Again, it's like I don't know the pacing, so it's like maybe the second episode the villains are gonna gain some. Because again, the villains did show up and they're gonna help. You know their minions get a foothold. So and I don't suspect these four that showed up here because I don't think Andrew's here. I don't know where Andrew went because Andrew was very obstinate about coming down here and doing anything. Like maybe my suspicion that Andrew's gonna go over to where Shishio is to figure out what his next move is, and then he's gonna see Sanosuke because that Sanosuke versus Andrew fight's gotta happen. That was already like already what's the word foreshadowed a couple episodes ago back. You know about Sanosuke and him having the fight. Yeah, maybe there's three parts, and the second episode, the second part's gonna just be we're gonna probably see the fire. The beginning of the episode's gonna probably be the fire happening, but then what they're gonna do is they're gonna rewind back in time to like how it happened, and they'll just have that entire episode be that. And possibly possibly ending with maybe we see Kenshin at the end of the episode like being being pushed back by either Shishio or Ayoshi, depending how that conversation is gonna go.
Kenshin's in a lot of trouble here with who he's fighting.
I think he can handle Ayoshi. I don't
Well,
know. I don't know about like Shishio though. At least not right now. We haven't seen him fight him yet.
well, Shishio probably won't step in until the fight with Kenshin is over. So it could be 2v1 on Shishio at that point.
The only reason I would see Ayoshi, switching on, well, not switching, but attacking Shishio, what basically if Shishio got involved and tried swinging at Kenshin. That's the only reason I would see him, attacking him. Because like right now he's only of single mind that he wants to deal with Kenshin. So that could still happen though. I'm not gonna roll that out. But yeah, either way, he's Kenshin's Kenshin's got a situation, but it's like but maybe Fujita will get involved because I mean, maybe Fujita will try to take Shinomori's attention.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe he was like, oh, I'm not gonna let you get to Kenshin, and basically that makes Shisho like, okay, I mean, not Shisho, but Ayoshi like, okay, that means you gotta die, basically, and Fujita surprises us all with maybe him being a competent enough swordsman to take on Ayoshi. I guess, I mean, he took on Kenshin back when Kenshin was a manslayer, so I guess he had to be strong enough to do that.
Did the firing on the city, like, is that historic too?
The canon, uh,
The cannon
I
fire on the city the second time.
I think the way
The
that they
first
talk,
time was historic.
I think the second time, I mean, was Shishio doing it? No, I don't think so. I think though it was only one cannon firing. Because they don't make mention of a cannon of another situation. Because the only reason it happened the first time is because like the shogunate, he ran away on the sea and ran into a secret spot that he was safe. A secret safe spot.
All right. But if we found out if it historically happens, then that kind of spoilers the next part because that means they do fail here and the cannon fire happens.
I think only this we're seeing right now is just a Shishio thing. Because Shishio has made mention he's copying what happened before. And I don't think whoever is Shishio's based off of did this. I could be completely wrong. I'm gonna admit that if I'm wrong. I don't remember the exact moment that they're like Shishio talks about, what Kenshin talks about earlier. About the name of the incident. But I feel like I would have remembered that. But I don't think that. I think what Shishio's doing is something anime specific. There's a lot of things reference things, but like it doesn't mean that what they're doing actually happened in real life.
If the cannon fire did happen, it would have to be. It couldn't be anime specific. They follow history too much for that.
I don't think what Shishio was doing is specifically happening in real life. I could look up to see who Shishio was based because I remember finding that I completely forgot the guy's name. Here he is. That's not what I want. Copy. Paste. He's the guy who's this guy's he's the guy that Shishio's based off of. Apparently a part of the Shinsengumi. Wait, huh. It looks like, doesn't look like this guy was a part of any cannon bombings, but what's interesting about this guy is it seems like he's just as crooked as Shishio. Um, It looks like at least based off what I'm reading here, he was a part of that samurai group. And he found his I think he found his way somewhere near or in Kyoto, and ended up becoming a part of like their group, their policing squad. And he ended up like setting up like a lot of incidents around, like numerous incidents around here, around there. I guess trying to frame people. Um, so like this guy who Shishi was based off of was like, really crooked. Apparently, a lot of sumo wrestlers died.
A lot of what died?
Sumo wrestlers.
Sumo wrestlers.
Yes.
I didn't. I didn't have that on my Kenshin bingo card.
I don't think anybody did.
Is the big dumb guy from the Seven Swords based on a sumo wrestler? Yeah.
He could be.
I can't wait until he gets killed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm already over him. Like I just can't. I can't wait until we don't have to deal with him anymore.
You never know. He might be the first one to go.
No, it'll probably be somewhere in the middle. His durability seems to be one of his strengths because they stab him with the shield and the what the other thing, the boomerang, and he doesn't go down.
Yeah, that's who Shishi was based off of. As far as like a sick at bombing, hold up. Maybe it's this one. Hold up. So I think it was like the Ikadea incident. I don't think there's any more like this. It's gonna look up similar incidents. There's like other incidents when I type that in, but it's like, they don't seem as, I guess, maybe not as deadly.
If it doesn't happen, then Kenshin succeeded in the next episode. That's all there is to it.
We'll see. Again, this is an anime. I mean, they might be like loosely based off historical events, but the creator could go any direction he wants. Granted, that is also doesn't mean that Kenshin doesn't stop everything because he's the hero of this story. So there might be some, casualties as a result, but okay. With that, we can end here. Next episode, next week is going to be the finale to Dragonball Daima,
and our 100th episode.
Nah, we're not. We're not that far, are we?
We've been doing them one a week for like 5 years. We're probably way over 100.
Even there's no way this is 100. I mean, it'd be funny if it was. I'm not gonna do the math on that, but you know, I'm
You
just.
can't prove that I'm wrong.
I probably could if I cared enough.
Yeah, I win because you don't care.
You win this. Next week we're talking about.
Tune in for our 100th episode.
Next week we're gonna talk about another episode of Daima and the future. Well, I guess not the future Dragon Ball because there is no future right now. Maybe I'll bring up stuff that's happening in the super manga that I'm aware of, but there hasn't been much going on other than that one chapter that they just released about Trunks and Goten. That had nothing really important in it, so hey. And then we'll continue with Kenshin here and see what's going on with the Great Kyoto Fire. If the fire happens or it doesn't. Find out next time.